Okay, well, I guess I just went through the entire thing. Anyway. Okay. Hello, I am the BackTrack Podcast, and welcome to This Week in Politics. I apologize because I was supposed to get this at 7:30. It is now 7:46, and I did not press live on my thing. I only pressed live on this, which made it go on the Streamlabs, which made it not go on actual live stream. This week, on January 3rd to the 9th, it was quite a packed week full of lots of events. A lot of political events and a lot of socio-political events. You could refer to it as that if you wish to. Many events occurred they were quite positive and quite negative as well, to say the least. This week started off pretty negatively when it was found out that Trump had a tape call, requested that Georgia's Secretary Brad Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes to win the state, and at one point seemingly to suggest it would be, quote, a big risk if he did not, if the Secretary had not. The Secretary of State's legal counsel, who was also on the phone, dismissed Trump's claim of election fraud and his many other unfounded claims made in the hour-long call. Representative Nancy Pelosi won another term as Speaker of the House, and it will be serving her fourth, I believe, concurrent term as the Speaker of the House. Former Vice President Dick Cheney, as well as 9 other living former defense secretaries, signed a letter confirming the election was over and it is time for a peaceful transference of power. President-elect Biden will no longer be participating in the inaugural parade, instead getting an escort to the White House instead for security and COVID-related issues. The cryptocurrency Bitcoin hit a record high on its 12th anniversary. Pretty cool. Britain entered lockdowns, unfortunately, as a new COVID variant that seems to be more viral. Doesn't seem to be as deadly, perhaps. We haven't seen the full research come out on that yet. Rages throughout the country. On Wednesday, the 6th, things got a little bit more interesting. After a fiery speech near the White House, given by Donald Trump, a mob of Trump supporters marched and broke into the Capitol building, the U.S. Capitol building, where officiation of the electoral process was taking place. This resulted eventually in 5 people being killed and many arrests, one including a police officer who eventually was on life support and died Friday when his family came to give the order to pull the plug. And many arrests as the week. 5 people were killed, and many arrests will be enacted upon, I guess, as the week continues, and has done so. Due to many individuals live streaming and taking social media pictures inside the Capitol, many have been apprehended in the investigation into the incident. Donald Trump posted a video repeating his election fraud claims while his supporters ravaged offices inside the Capitol. This caused both Twitter, YouTube and Facebook to remove this video. Twitter and Facebook both banned Trump temporarily. These bans, however, after a thorough review, were made more permanent, leading to Trump being unable to treat for the foreseeable future. On Thursday, Vice President Mike Pence affirmed the results of the presidential election, cementing Joe Biden's victory. The ceremonial action came after just a day earlier when the Senate and Congress were forced underground during the events of the January 6, 2021 insurrection of the United States Capitol. Shopify took down Trump's campaign store where followers could purchase his MAGA merchandise because they believed it would cause or has caused violence. Twitch has disabled Trump's account, and YouTube announced that it would be punishing Trump and other channels who are spreading election lies. On Friday, as Friday came around, the House considered impeaching Trump a second time, and more platforms made their restrictions on the president and his followers permanent. The Alphabet Workers Union called on YouTube to ban Trump, while Reddit officially banned r/Donald Trump after members glorified the events of January 6th. Apple and Google faced pressure to deplatform Parler over its role in allowing the glorification and encouragement of the insurrection on the United States Capitol. Let me get a picture here. This is a picture of the Capitol building. Sorry, I had the random number generator up for a while there. Let's do something earlier with it because I thought I was on camera and I thought I was live because I'm not too smart sometimes. Discord also banned a pro-Trump server called The Donald, and Twitter banned QAnon supporters, including former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The president, after going on his longest stretch of time without tweeting, tried to tried to tweet from the POTUS Twitter account to no avail. They were immediately removed. They pretty much figured out it was Trump. It was unsuccessful after it was removed almost immediately after he posted them. As of Saturday afternoon, many Trump administration officials resigned because of the insurrection on the Capitol. Apple has yet to make good on its pledge to bar Parler from its app store. Also this week, Georgia became a blue state completely with its new senators, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff taking office within the next week. Elon Musk overcame Jeff Bezos as the richest man as well. That is most of the election stuff for this week. We're going to go over a political ideology through my political handbook. We're going to see what the notes say. We described one political ideology because, once again, I forgot you have to press the go live button before you can go live, which was my fault, but I am very, I'm a little bit mad about it. Let's see what number we are going to get. 57. Let me see what 57 is. Okay, Marxist-Leninism. This is, maybe get a picture of Marx up here. Karl Marx. Okay, there you go. Picture big word Karl here. Just to, just for kicks and giggles. We'll just grab this one, put that one here. The classic. We'll get that bad boy here, and we will. Here, I'll let that pop up while I read my notes. Actually, this is more a Stalin thing, actually. Probably should get a picture of Stalin. We're not going to do that. So we're going to go over 57, right? 56, 57. Go over this ideology, then we will be done. And I will edit this video down to make it more sizable and better for viewers who are watching this after the fact, because I, once again, did not realize it wasn't live. Okay, Marxist-Leninism. They oppose anarchism, fascism, pluralism, and liberal democracy. Liberal democracy is, we'll get into that later maybe. Two states, communist, to reach Marxist-Leninism, you are to have the path of Marxist-Leninism is to have a two-stage communist revolution to replace capitalism. You have to, first off, seize power on behalf of the proletariat, the people, and establish a communist party-led socialist state. Communist party, communist party, socialist state. Yeah. The state controls the economy and means of production. You suppress opposition, suppress the opposition. For example, the bourgeoisie, the more rich people, or the more privileged in society. Promote collectivism in society, ultimately creating a classless, stateless society. Free universal health, education, healthcare. State atheism, form of state. It's often referred to as state capitalism in its form now, because you can never get to the second stage of really Marxist-Leninism, because you have to be a classless, stateless society. You must have basically the means to do so. So basically, no nations around you, no hostile nations around you, and thus creates problems, because you cannot have a classless, stateless society, because you will be overrun by other nations and other people. Suppress social classes, sometimes referred to as red fascism. Similar to fascism, it is usually run by a dictator, because the proletariat or the government is run essentially just for the sole purpose of helping the state, because you cannot create communism in today's environment, and that's why many nations such as China and any other communist nation are more generally referred to as state capitalist systems, because the workers do not own the means of production. Thus, you cannot really have a supposedly communist nation, which we do not have. Sometimes referred to as fascism, or support proletarian internationalism and socialist democracy. So that's it's always fun. We'll do another ideology. Sounds pretty short. Just for kicks and giggles. Let me just see if there's anybody actually watching this stuff. Oh, cool. Doesn't really matter. I have to fucking edit this afterwards. Sorry. Get the number generator. It's Firefox. 36. Okay. We'll do one more. So this will be two ideologies this week instead of one, because I do like to explain these, and I do think it's very important for people to understand these ideologies and what they actually stand for. Many ideologies are misrepresented. Oh, this is a good one. Misrepresented, or in fact, underrepresented. in society. So this is 36, 37. Okay, let me get to this page here. It is democratic socialism. So this is what people would generally consider, generally call socialism. Well, actually, no. People call socialism a lot of different things. They call a lot of people socialists who are not socialists. So some of their beliefs, they're resistant to totalitarianism. This is a little bit different from Marxist-Leninism because they do not want a totalitarian dictator. Socialism only has a meaning if it's democratic. They fight for reforms that would weaken the power of corporations and interests and increase the power of working people. They would control the means of production. Means of production are owned and managed by the working class as a whole. Intersubjective dependence between humans, so working with each other and having to work with each other to support each other, essentially. So working together as a whole, as a unified nation, so you can be more successful as a unit, essentially. Kind of like ants. So you kind of be like, everybody does their own thing. Not really. Everybody does. I guess that's not the best example, maybe. The working preservation of personal liberty. It's very important one. They're also anti-Stalin and anti-Lenin. Marxist-Leninism, I should have went over that a little bit earlier, right? Is not really the best form of socialism or the best form of communism that you could probably imagine. But they're anti-Stalin, anti-Lenin because those two guys specifically did not have the vision or even maybe the resources available, and obviously it was not necessarily entirely their fault, but it was. Stalin was a very horrible leader. He killed a lot of people, gulags, all that stuff. Not very good overall. Manageable implementation of a more equal society. The better definition for democratic socialism is the supporting political democracy within a socially owned economy with a particular emphasis on economic democracy. So working on getting more representation in economics rather than just having a CEO or CFO do all that kind of thing. An economic democracy in workplaces within a market socialist economy or some form of decentralized planned socialist economy. Community and solidarity is kind of the core ideology. Community and solidarity, and that democracy is the road to socialism rather than a revolution, potentially violent, and other such things. That's kind of what I have for those ones, and I think we'll just do 2 today, and we'll do another 2 some other time. I'm going to end the stream now so I can go back and edit this, so people can watch this. This has been the BackTrack Podcast. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I appreciate all of you. I'm going to go end the stream now, so I appreciate all you watched, and